The proposal for this talk is that there's this thing that gets in the way of people being able to have influence, of being able to have an impact, of being able to inspire others when they're talking. Leaders or experts in fields, they're really struggling to come across with authenticity, with vulnerability, with power when they talk. And what's getting in the way is often something like right inside, something internal, some belief, some thought, some pattern, some habit they have. And to change that thing, to actually, in my experience from a coaching perspective, to change that behavior, it's actually very simple. It's sometimes incredibly technical, like it's not incredibly, it's just technical, and allows them to just basically say, hey, why don't you be curious rather than try to know everything? Why don't you say, I don't know, rather than always having an answer? Why don't you reorient your thoughts to what is the audience hearing rather than what are you telling them? These very simple things. But what gets in the way of their ability to do it is some idea of themselves that they would have to give up in order to cross that threshold into the new way of being. And we need our leaders to be this way. We need our leaders to start to think differently about how they communicate, how they lead, how they connect with an audience. But between them and that threshold, in my experience, what goes on is that there's this wolf, this danger, this something that is threatening them. That if they were to actually step to that doorway, there's almost a fear that they're going to die, that everything's going to go away. And so there's this Italian saying that this book is based on, which is in bocca al lupo, which means into the mouth of the wolf. We have to be willing to go into the wolf, which means that we have to be willing to give up our ideas of ourselves, our ideas of what's possible, our ideas of what's impossible when it comes to communicating ourselves to others. Be vulnerable, be open, be curious, be authentic. And to do those things, pay attention to your habits, pay attention to your assumptions, pay attention to where you get blocked, and just lean into it. So this book and this talk is all about what it takes to just open up, to just trust. Take that technical knowledge, take all the things that you know, all the expertise, and translate it in a way that might actually be heard. That's the promise.